Hi members, it is Stephanie and welcome to my pain and rehab video. I am so excited to share the things that I did to heal my neck injury as well as healing my SI joint injury. And the moves are pretty basic. These are the moves you can find online. We are going to be applying some moves to the jumper, but ultimately the secret sauce is always going to be in the breath. It's one of the hardest things we have to face because in my experience, breath work takes the patience that sometimes we don't have time for, or sometimes we just don't want to do it because we would rather just push through the pain and act like it's not there. I'm so guilty of this, okay? I'm so guilty of this. So, because I'm not injury free, like I don't avoid injury at all costs and I don't avoid pain at all costs. It happens to the best of us. And what we can do for ourselves is to do this rehab along with our training. And if we notice that the training is exacerbating the pain and we're not getting relief, we will have to acknowledge that and rest while we do our rehab exercises. And what's great is that 2 to 4 weeks will fly by and we will have addressed this injury once and for all, or maybe even just 50% of the way, which is significant if we've been dealing with this chronic pain for so long. So let's really face the music. Let's get our rehab started today. So the fundamentals are going to be that you're going to do your rehab exercises 1 to 3 times a day. I say 2 to 5 minutes at a time. So definitely give yourself once a day where 2 to 5 minutes you are giving your pain this special love and attention, separate from your exercise, okay? This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna give that beautiful attention and love and nurturing that your pain is asking for. That's what pain is. It's asking for your love. So 1 to 3 times a day for 2 weeks. It's not that more is necessarily better. You want to notice how you are progressing. If each day the pain is getting worse, just back off a little bit. Don't give up. And if it's getting better and better, 3 to 5 times a day is a fantastic fast rate formula for healing. So the secret sauce really is in the breath. So what we want to do is we want to lengthen or open up the area no matter where it is, and we want to incorporate this slow, deep breathing through the nose. So the exercises that I specifically did for my SI joint are the exact same ones that I could find online, and pretty much this ball here is a lacrosse ball. So one thing I could do, a tennis ball would work too, is to lay on my back on the ground and put this under the painful area and to just gently lay my body weight on it and relieve the tension. And what am I gonna do while I'm doing this? Slow, deep breaths. If someone's teaching you how to relieve your SI joint pain or your knee pain or your ankle pain, and they forget to tell you to do your deep breathing, who knows? It could take you twice as long, 4 times as long. In my opinion, the circulation is so important. The bouncing added to the rehab is excellent, but the breathing is almost the same thing as bouncing. It's not the same thing, but it's almost the same thing. So we breathe. So we're gonna put this under there, and for 3 to 5 minutes, gently just go into that pressure. Don't cause it to feel painful, cause it to feel good. Sometimes pain can feel good, and just go in there and relieve the stress. This would be for SI joints. You could also relieve some tension in the neck as well, or if you had like a back injury. If this is possible to use a ball and you can go in there and roll out anywhere in your body that's having tightness, this is one way to do it. And I'm going to keep going with the SI joint. So the next thing would be so what you can do is you can put a band around your knees. And I'm going to show you by laying on the rebounder, but I'm not incorporating bouncing with this one. So you can you can lay down back on your head on the ground and put a band around your thighs on the top, and you can do pulses out, and what you're doing is you're going deep into your SI joint in your lower back and you're strengthening it. So what you want to do is maybe a set of 10 and then do it one more set of 10, and then to switch it up, going from outward with the band, you can put like a soccer ball or a pillow beneath or between your knees, and then do pulses inward, 10 and then rest, 10, rest. And breathing is going to be the most important part of this rehab. The slow, deep breaths. So specifically with the breathing, You want to maybe inhale for 6 to 8 seconds, exhale for 6 to 8 seconds. Maybe exhale for 6 to 10. You don't have to count while you're breathing. Just make the exhales longer than the inhales and stay calm and just focus on the breath and focus on that gentle stretch. So this is the exercise that I believe made the most difference for me for my SI joint, was laying on my back and then putting my knee up and over and feeling that stretch in the upper glute, low back, and going into that kind of painful area, pushing down on the knee this way and up, bringing it up and over, and going into that painful area as much as possible. I wouldn't lay on the rebounder like this because look at this, I don't have a head support, but the back is opening up, and what am I doing? Breathing and exhaling. And part of the deal is that when you're exhaling, you might want to go a little tiny bit deeper into the stretch during the exhales. That goes for the rebounding workouts too. If we're stretching, we're flexing, sometimes just the exhale is a really potent timing to do what it is that we're really focused on doing, which is flexing or stretching. And so with that pain in the back, we want to just go in there and we want to do our 3 to 5 minutes, 1 to 3 times every single day for 2 weeks. And then we keep going based on our schedules, based on our patients to do it, based on our timing. We keep doing it until we resolve the issue. And there are more ways than what I'm teaching you in order to heal back pain or any sort of pains. And so definitely add anything else, any other types of training that you want to do, any other types of rehab that you want to do, add it to this. But I'm just trying to emphasize that the breath work, I believe, is the magic. And with jumping and adding a bouncing move, we could bend over, staggering your feet open like this. I just have this little sheep rug, bending over and finding that pain in the back, and then just going into a nice stretch and pushing into it, feeling comfortable in that stretch, not feeling painful, but just going in and saying, I really want to open, like I feel a stretch right now in my SI joint that feels really good, and see how this leg is just gently pumping. And then we slowly get out of it, and we do kind of sets, 3 to 5 minutes, that's all. 3 to 5 minutes, check, done. And then do it again in the day if you can. 3 times in the day is like really awesome. And what happened for me is that when I finally, I suffered with my injuries for as long as I did. When I finally addressed it, when I finally started doing the rehab, it fully recovered. And it wasn't long. I don't remember how many weeks exactly. I kind of remember slacking on the rehab, which means that we don't have to be drill sergeants and do it 3 times a day or else we don't recover. We just have to give that pain the love and attention that it deserves, which is the breath work and the stretch, and a series of 10 or 20 sessions of opening that up. Imagine the significant shift it's going to have. It's going to finally be able to move through and circulate and repair and do whatever it needs to do to repair. So with the neck injury, this is something you're not expecting, but of course, all the neck lengthening exercises that we can do on the rebounder with our ear to shoulder, looking over the shoulder, looking chin up, head down, for sure. Any of the neck exercises, gently health bouncing, nose breathing. But the other ones I did for my neck, because I had a lot of spine and neck tightness for a long time, was yoga. And I got into warrior poses, and this is what I felt like was the most impactful for me. I just went into a warrior pose like this, and the secret for me was this position right here, where my head was turned all the way over, just like that, and I would inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, slowly. This recovered my neck in 2 days. Okay, and then there's warriors where you can go down and You can have this leg straight, this leg bent. I'm not the yoga master, but this move here where you look up. And so technically coming up like this and looking over is this side of the neck is stretching. And then when I come up and do like this, it's the other side. And I want to just rotate my head. And what is it that yoga did for me? It's like I got into these positions. Was it necessary to get in these positions? Yes, I think so. But it was the breath. And yoga is teaching people how to breathe throughout the workouts, which is why yoga is so powerful. And this is why I healed my neck. These were the positions I did. This one and this one. And then I did like where you go over and I looked up. Any of them. And you know what? They all spoke to me. These moves spoke to me. They said, oh, yes, it feels so good. So that's what I want for you. I want you to always be finding the neck stretches or the back stretches or whatever pain you're experiencing. I want you to feel good in the stretch, excited, happy, faithful, and breathe it in, breathe it out, breathe in the healing, breathe out the pain, and move on with your day. After 3 to 5 minutes, move on with your day and then do it again in the day. If you can, no excuses. For 2 weeks, no excuses. For once a day, no excuses. So with knees and with ankles, with elbows, with wrists, with joints. So knee injuries and elbow injuries, wrist injuries, ankle injuries, I'm not sure where each and every person is at in their injury. There are different phases in treating an ankle heel, whatever it is that's painful. There are different phases. And so I think one of the phases would be that you are increasing mobility, and then one phase would be that you're increasing a little bit of resistance. So just with that in mind, when we are opening up any part of the body, we want to first start with maybe ice, maybe rest, maybe heat, maybe elevation, maybe all those things that we're all aware of. And then we go into mobility and we do our rehab 1 to 3 times a day, 3 to 5 minutes. And we open the area with our breath and with opening and stretching. So if it's the ankles, this one's a great one for ankles. This one we can do hanging our foot off the rebounder. Rotating the ankle very, very slowly, flexing the foot forward, flexing the foot down, and slowly in each position, opening right, opening left, and just opening. And with the knee, we're not really doing a lot of mobility here, but we can start to do that resistance training when the time is right. And same with the wrists. We want to stretch the wrists. We don't want to necessarily, go crazy with it. We want to have faith that opening up and lengthening the painful area is the secret. If we don't believe that, maybe it's actually not where we're at in our rehab. Maybe we need to do something different. Maybe we need to put it in a brace and just not use it at all for a few weeks, or a week or something. And maybe it's going to be also in the phase where we need to start putting resistance on it, jumping instead and putting that resistance on it while we're stretching and resistance, that beautiful combination of jumping and lengthening and strengthening, or putting that resistance with our nose breath. I think you guys are starting to get the feeling, get the vibe. This is how we heal. First, we have to acknowledge that we have the pain and we have to face it. We have to agree to ourselves and commit to ourselves that we're going to do this, and we're not going to be afraid. We're not going to be too busy for it. We're going to prioritize it. We're going to add this to our schedule, and then we're going to open it. We're going to lengthen it. We're going to breathe through it, and we're going to do our best, and we're going to stay consistent as possible until we fully resolve the issue. And we're going to take advice from professionals anytime we need to, and we're going to get the job done once and for all, okay? And please take rest if you need it. First and foremost, rest if you know deep inside that you need it, okay? So that is my pain and rehab tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got something from it. Leave your questions and comments below. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and let's chat in the comments. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.